Hey guys, today we are going to work on classifying triangles by first their angles and then by their sides. So I know that we've talked about right angles, acute angles, and obtuse angles lately. Whenever I see a right angle, two perpendicular lines, I know I make this box here, and a right angle measures 90 degrees. So I also like to put that in here. So a way to describe it is a 90-degree angle. And a way to check it is actually, if you look at the corner of your paper, that is a perfect 90-degree angle. So whenever you're working with triangles and you want to check the angle, you can just go ahead and look there. The acute angles are these squished little guys. I like to think they're cute. And then you have your obtuse angles. So go ahead, take a minute with your teammate and write some descriptions. You can pause the video and then replay to look at mine. Go ahead, pause. All right, so you guys probably locked it up and you talked about what your description would be. And my description of an acute angle is a smaller angle. It has to be less than 90 degrees. Once it hits 90 degrees, it's an acute angle. I'm sorry, it's a right angle, excuse me. And then you have your obtuse angle. I like to think about it as a stretched angle. And it's 91 degrees or more. Because remember, anything that's 90 is a perfect right angle. Okay, now let's go to the back. Go ahead and press pause on the video so that you can name the type of angle shown below using acute angle, obtuse angle, or right. Press pause. All right, now you can check your work here. This guy's an acute angle. It's definitely smushed. Here is a perfect right angle. Here we have a stretched out obtuse. And even though it's upside down, this is still a perfect L, two perpendicular lines. So we have another right angle. We're now going to use our skills of angles to classify triangles by their angles. So we need to look very closely here. So actually, the first thing we have to do is that we need to know that there are three angles inside of a triangle, and they all add up to 180 degrees. So this is cool. If I have a missing angle, I'm first going to add up 58 and 52. And I'm going to see, okay, I have 110 degrees. Well, to figure out the missing angle, let's subtract from the total. And I know that this angle right here is 70. So now I'm going to look at all the angles. Well, 58 is acute, 52 is also acute, and 70 is acute. So I'm going to call this triangle an acute triangle. When all three angles are acute, it is an acute triangle. Let's go to number 6. Automatically we see, 90 degrees, that's the symbol of a right angle. When there is only one angle that's a right angle, it doesn't matter. You immediately classify your triangle as a right triangle. The second you see that L, the 90 degrees, you classify it. So how do we figure out the missing angle? We'll add 90 and 59. We're at 149. Now remember, that's not my missing angle. Let's see if you can see a little bit better. I need to subtract that. Make sure you borrow. So my missing angle is an acute angle. That's 31. Yes, 31 degrees and 59 are acute angles, but because I had one right angle, remember that creates a right triangle. Last, let's look at number 7. So here you have an angle that's 112 and you have an angle that's 34. Just like a right triangle, if there is an obtuse angle, we know that 112, wow, that's a big angle. That's obtuse. The minute you have an obtuse angle, your triangle becomes an obtuse triangle. The obtuse angles and the right angles are super powerful. The only one that needs all three of them, to make an acute angle is the acute triangle. So unless all of them are acute, do not label them as acute triangles. Go ahead and finish number 5, 2, 3, and you can check the answers on the answer key. And then when you're done, just go ahead and eyeball the bottom. The bottom here, you look at it, you don't have exact measurements, so I would look, for example, ooh, that actually looks like a right triangle. That angle right there, I could check it with a paper. But remember, the right triangle always wins, so I'm going to make that a right triangle. Check your answers on the answer key when done, and then you can go on to naming triangles by their sides. Awesome job, Kipsters.